Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Talking Reds, where we bring the latest Liverpool news and transfer news and much, much more. In this episode, there is going to be so much news to talk about. De Bruyne, Rodrygo, Trent, Diaz, Frimpong, Huijsen, FSG. What a day of news! What a day of breaking news as well. And a little bit on Ornstein's come out and basically told us that it might not be quite a busy summer. Finally, less of the gaslighting journalists. I'm going to call the journalists actually out for gaslighting. I'm sick of the gaslighting. How are you doing, mate? I know you're hot down there.
Yeah, no, I'm all right though. I'm doing all right. Finished work not too long ago. Haven't stepped into my house yet, but I thought, you know what, let me just jump on the stream before I step in my house before the madness goes. So yeah.
Have you
I don't think you can hear me clearly.
Have you kept an eye on any of? Go on, mate. Have you got an eye on any of the news today?
No, because I've been at work really and truly, so I haven't really had a chance to really look at like what's happening and what's like what's going on in the transfer world right now. So this is the first time, basically hearing it the first time live with you right now.
Live and raw. This is I think it's better that way because at the end of the day, it's your natural and initial reaction to what's coming out. So we'll start with like Rodrygo and De Bruyne first. De Bruyne was mentioned yesterday, but yeah, Rodrygo. Liverpool have spoken to Rodrygo's representatives, according to Graham Bailey. Mm-hmm. Right, I'm not getting too gassed. I think Rodrygo for me is another Isak. It's another one that's out of reach. Do you think as well?
No, I feel like he's more possible than Isak. I think Isak is. Oh, actually, I might have to restate that comment I just made now. Okay. Yes, but no at the same time. And here's why I say that. Yes, because he plays for Real Madrid. He knows they're going to compete for the Champions League every single season. He knows they're going to compete for the league, La Liga every single season. And he's going to get paid really well. So, yes, it'll be hard for us to get him and to, draw him away from that. But no at the same time, because I feel like out of the three, Real Madrid are more likely to let him go than to keep him. And I feel like Madrid would rather have Vinny and Mbappe up there and probably find another left winger, a right winger to play there that can do just as a good job as a Rodrygo, but not as a high level. But what it does help their team be more fluent because you basically have three strikers up front that don't track back. That is not going to work, and that's not going to, regardless of how good your team is. If the team is not working hard, if your strikers are not tracking back, they're not covering for your midfield, for your right back, your left back, it's going to be tricky for you to stop goals from going in. And that's what you saw against Arsenal. That's what you saw what's happening with them in the league this season. They're leaking so many goals because they've got three guys that stay up there, wait for the ball to be given to them for them to do work. But when it comes to tracking back and actually, being in the defensive shape, they're not great at it. So when I really look at those three, he's more likely to be sacrificed out of those three than Mbappe and Vinny. So that's why I will say, yes, it can happen, but I can also see why it's more likely not to happen.
Plus, they're going to have Xabi Alonso next season, so different change of formation. Where Xabi Alonso plays three centre-backs, two wing-backs.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he continues that, whether he's just playing that because it's Leverkusen and he's playing with the players that he's got, he's playing that sort of thing, whether he sticks with that sort of formation, that's yet to be seen. Because he has got the players to play different formations at Real Madrid. So he might play a different formation. We don't know that yet. But, Rodrygo, I think market value, 100 million euros, I think it is.
Yep.
And there was talk the other day. Luis Diaz actually said the other day we might be looking at a wide forward.
Yeah.
So this is, again comes up with. We're going to talk about Diaz in just a second about Al Hilal coming in for him potentially for about £68 million.
Yeah.
Do you think Diaz would be the one that's sacrificed if we were to get someone like Rodrygo? Definitely a wide forward at least.
Oof. Because I'm thinking about it. Rodrygo can play on the left and the right, but I feel like
Yeah.
But his best productivity I think it's been on the left. When he played on the left, that's when you saw his best, like the best version of him. On the right, he's good as well, but I think on the left, he's so deadly. I feel like it could be Diaz that sacrificed to put Rodrygo there, but I feel like once Salah leaves, I feel like that's going to be his spot, and we'll get another left winger to play there. So, yeah, Diaz will be more likely to be sacrificed because I feel like Gakpo, in terms of shooting and passing, he's better than Diaz. But when it comes to dribbling and beating your man, that's when Diaz has a bit of a,
leverage,
a higher ceiling than Gakpo. Even though Gakpo can do that, but Diaz has more trickery and much more flair. Gakpo is just more clinical when it comes to the final third, in terms of finding that final pass. In terms of,
would it be fair to say Rodrygo's like a mix of both?
Yeah, but he's more clean. He can finish much better than Diaz, and I feel like he's a better finisher than Gakpo.
Yeah.
And when it comes to dribbling, him and Diaz, I can say they're probably on a similar level. When it comes to dribbling, taking on your man, I feel like they're kind of similar in that way. But he's much more. He has more variety in terms of his attacking prowess. When you look at Diaz, he'll just try to cut in and shoot. Rodrygo can take you down the line, can cut in, link up play, go behind. So I feel like he has more variety when it comes to his link up play and his attacking prowess than Diaz and Gakpo. So yeah.
I said the other day, I think that what would be best if we was to get rid of Diaz, right? And I've always been like, if Diaz goes, make sure we improve him on that. If Diaz stays, I'm happy anyway. But I think if we get rid of Diaz, then we have to go for someone like Rodrygo that can play left and right. Plus, you have to think about it. Salah's here for 2 more years.
Yeah,
exactly. He needs replacement. Rodrygo would be that perfect replacement, straight up.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I mean. Like he'll be a great addition because not only do you have a great left winger for a good 2 years, you also know once Salah leaves, you got a great right winger that's going to be adapted to the Premier League. That's going to be used to the pace of the Premier League. He's going to be used to everything, the physicality of the Premier League, and he can play on the right hand side. Now all you have to worry about is going back into the market. Hopefully, there's another great left winger out there that you can play, that you can purchase. So he'll be a great investment for Liverpool to make. Definitely a great investment, but it comes down to, is he willing to leave? Is Real Madrid willing to let him go? And is FSG willing to pay the money? Those are the 3 things it comes down to. If all those 3 things, even 2, let's say it's like 2 of those things come true, it's really down to Liverpool if they, if they're going to actually go on and pursue him. So yeah.
And of course, we're a sell-to-buy club, and are we going to get the money back for a wide forward that really, I'm not saying we don't need, but at some point we do need, but we don't really need right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're already telling players to get. We need a striker, we need a left back, we need a CDM for me first. So would that be an option? So let's get Paolo's up here. Why do we need a left winger if we've got Diaz and Gakpo, other positions that are surely priority? As that one just said, really, pretty much. Why would we do that? But I think at some point, left and right winger needs to be a priority at some point in the near future.
Yeah,
I think we can improve on Diaz, but like I said, it's not really a priority, so it's not something I'm going to be crying about in the summer if we don't address it.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
Midfielder, how? It keeps going for some reason. Is it on as well?
Yeah, you froze a bit, but now you're back.
Yeah, right, okay, right, here we go. So, Kevin De Bruyne, Liverpool, possibility. DiMarzio said earlier on, reports saying that we have made an offer for Kevin De Bruyne, so obviously he's going for free at the end of the season, so an offer would be a contract offer. And then David Ornstein has pretty much shut it down in recent hours as well.
Yeah.
I actually mentioned him, I think last week I mentioned Kevin De Bruyne on the stream. I said, would you take him as a free, just to sort of like play that DM, that sort of sitting DM, because we're losing Trent's passing. We've got to place Trent's passing somewhere, and that's in midfield. Would De Bruyne be that sort of player that could do that?
He would be, but he breaks down way too easily for my liking. If you look at De Bruyne, he's such a great player, but in terms of fitness, you can't rely on him. he's had so many big injuries in his career that's taken him out for a very long time. That yes, when he does come on and when he gets his fitness back, he's unbelievable. But is that what you want in terms of for a team like Liverpool that's about to go challenge again for Champions League, for Premier League next season, when you need your top class players to make that bit of a difference in that moment where you're not playing so well, where it's not really going your way, where you need a De Bruyne to come on and play that spectacular pass, open up the defense the way you want him to open up the defense? Is he going to be fit in those moments? And I think that's where a lot of the questions will lie when it comes to De Bruyne. You can't doubt his quality because you've seen it. It's just, are you going to stay fit enough to be available in those moments where we're going to need you? Because you got to understand, if Liverpool, let's say for example, if Liverpool did go for him, he's not going to be playing 90 minutes. He'll be coming off the bench, or he'll start the game and then probably after 60 minutes we'll take him off. But in those minutes that he gets, De Bruyne can change the game in an instant like that. So that's where the question will come down to. Would Liverpool want to do something like that, knowing that we're going to need him at some point, but there's a question mark. Is he going to be fit? Is he going to be available? So, yeah, I don't see that. I don't really see it happening. I would love it to happen.
No. Not on the way that how hard we had to try pushing for Van Dijk and Salah to stay at the ages that there are. There's no way they're going to get him at the age that he is, with the injury record as well, and also the wage that come with it.
Yeah, and the wages that comes with it. Yeah, no,
I can't see it happen. So another midfield that is being linked to Liverpool in the last few months is Baleba. I think a lot of people here at Talking Reds were certainly admirers of Baleba. He has many admirers as well in the football industry, according to Ornstein. However, Brighton has not decided to sell him, and that's where the case to tend to get in the way. It would take a king's ransom for Brighton to consider parting ways. So, Baleba, I mean, I've already ruled out any Brighton signing for the next 30 years, because getting McAllister 35 million, they will hold us to ransom for anyone that they sell. It could be an academy player. They will be putting £100 million price tag on that academy player because they 100%. Need that McAllister money back.
Yep. And I think I've really given up hope on him, even though he would be fantastic for us, and we need someone like that in terms of defensive stability. And in that midfield, we just need a bit of height and a bit of strength in that midfield. Yes, Gravenberch is great, but in terms of strength, in terms of really breaking down plays where you don't need him to attack, he's kind of lax in that department. That's why I wouldn't really believe that he'll be a kind of guy that Liverpool will go for, even though they would want to go for someone like him. They can't, because like you said, Brighton is not going to let this guy go for anything less than 100 million. They're not going to, because like I said, I think it was me and you who spoke about on stream. I don't know how.
Are you muted, mate? I can't hear you. If you are muted, can anyone in the chat? Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Right, you're good there. Yeah. You're good. You're back.
Yeah, so I think that's where it comes down to, really and truly, like being able to draw him away from Brighton. I think that another thing that could play a factor is the player willing to force a move away from the club. Kind of what like Caicedo did. He forced the move away, so Brighton had to sell him because he said, I want to leave.
Yeah.
So, but even with that, they still got 100 million, 150 million for him. So it's not going to be cheap. So yeah, I think Liverpool, the more realistic signing or target that Liverpool can go for is Stiller. And I like his profile much more better, even though the height is not there. But I think in terms of the control, the passing,
suits Slot a lot more.
Yeah, will suit Slot a lot more. And he can play the 8 when McAllister play, and he can play the 6 as well. So you can kind of rotate him around with Gravenberch and McAllister. And and I feel like he can also replace the passing range and the attacking prowess of Trent. So yeah, I feel like he'll be the type of player that I feel like Liverpool should go for. but I don't know if they will. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think with him, I think Stiller is much more suited to Slot, and I think Belaber's probably much more suited to Klopp. So I'm really, really sort of not trying to get too excited about strengthening midfield. I think we should strengthen midfield,
Yeah.
but I just know the excuses are going to come out. I just know. I'm already seeing. I mean, look, I'm going to go over in a minute what David Ornstein said tonight. So in a minute, so I'll go over Dean Hoyson news. Bournemouth defender Dean Hoyson has appointed a law firm to negotiate with Real Madrid. The player is given priority to Real Madrid, and they're currently waiting for a firm offer. That was from Deportivos. I think it's Deportivos, which is a Spanish sort of outlet. Also, then Fabrizio Romano spoke about Hoyson as well. Liverpool, Arsenal, and Chelsea are pushing to wrap up a deal for Dean Hoyson this month. Liverpool are absolutely there for Hoyson, but we've heard it all before. We've been absolutely there for plenty of players. I think Lenny Yoro was one last summer, wasn't he? We were absolutely there pushing for him. Ended up going to United. Real Madrid wanted him. If Real Madrid want Hoyson, Real Madrid are going to get Hoyson. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but I also think, okay, I'm only speaking. I'm going to say from my perspective. If I was Hoyson, this is how I would think. If I go to Real Madrid, am I starting? No, you're not starting. If I go to Liverpool, am I more willing to start? More likely to start? Yes, because Konate can't stay fit to save his life. If I go to Liverpool, do I have a future there in terms of once Van Dijk leaves, am I the main man? Yes, you are going to be the main man because once Van Dijk leaves, you're going to be playing that position. I believe he does play on the left hand side of the defense.
Yeah, Van Dijk side,
yeah. But it's the allure of Real Madrid. It's the badge and it's the white top. It's just what that team represent is what really gets the players' heads. You know what I mean? If this was let's say Inter Milan, I will not worry. I'll be like, oh, whatever, we can get him. Inter, really? Yeah, it's a big team, but this is Liverpool you're talking about here. But it's Real Madrid. You know what I mean? It's Real Madrid, so I can't rule that bit out. It's just that logo and the name and wearing that white shirt and what it means, and that's why a lot of players are attracted to it. That's why Trent is gone. Let's be honest. That's why Trent is gone, because he wanted to wear that white shirt. He wanted to wear that badge. He wanted to be known as a Real Madrid player. So that is when it's a bit tricky. So I did see a news flash coming along saying that his preferred destination is Madrid, apparently, but I don't know if it's true. A lot of the Spanish media love to, hype up their teams in their country. So I don't really believe a lot of what they say. So I'll wait for more credible journalists to come out and say that, if he's actually gonna go there, if he's not. But like I said to you, bro, this summer, I'm not gonna stress myself out. If we're gonna get a player, we're gonna get him. If we don't, we don't. I'm not gonna sit there up all night checking Twitter, scrolling through all the feeds, trying to find the latest news. No, I'm not gonna do that to myself this summer. I'm gonna enjoy my summer, and if Liverpool signs a player or we're linked to a player, I'm gonna wait until I see him holding the shirt with a picture, say I'm here at Liverpool. Then I'll believe it. Even when the medical's booked, I still won't believe it until I see him holding that shirt and there's a picture of him on the Liverpool website. I'm good. I'm enjoying my summer. That's where I'm at with it personally. So yeah.
And some until it takes, we've already had this conversation, until it takes a throwing. That's what it is, until it takes a throwing in a Liverpool shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will make sure, guys, you are watching at home, I will make sure I will keep updates on news throughout the summer. I will refresh Twitter just for this. Just for this. I'm not gonna get excited about it. I'll just go,
Yeah.
But I will do it just for you guys at home and make sure you guys get the news that you need to do. So instead of you guys at home scrolling, I'll be a guinea pig and I'll just relay it all back off it on here. So make sure you do subscribe to the channel and like this video as well. Make sure you get your notification bells on. So everything throughout the summer, whatever happens in the summer, whether by one player, two players, zero, I'll be updating you on all of it and all the transfer rumors and reports. Hoyson, I think with that one, I'm gonna say my daily fuck you, my daily fuck Madrid. I've said that for the last fucking week now, every single day, and I make sure I've said that. Fuck Madrid.
Oh boy,
Fuck the Liverpool fans that cheered Madrid on 2 weeks ago against Arsenal as well. Not a
I
chance of my
didn't.
cheering Madrid on.
I wanted them to
There
win.
was a
So
lot out
just
there
look
that
out.
were.
Yeah, I wanted them to win just so I can laugh at Arsenal fans. But you know what?
But
The way they
you're
went
from
out
London, so
yesterday,
you got yeah.
yeah, it was perfect. It was
So you can
perfect.
get away with it a little bit.
Yeah, it was perfect. The way they went out yesterday was perfect. I just need them to have a glimpse of hope. Yeah, we're gonna get to the final, and they just get snatched away from them. It was perfect.
I want to ask you about something about that, actually, about the Arsenal and PSG sort of thing, because
Yeah.
also you're from London. I went to London 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck is there a PSG shop on Oxford Street in the central of London? Why is there a PSG shop?
Right? I don't know. You know what? Because it's such a big brand. It makes sense. It makes sense because
Nah,
it's such a big
they
brand. It
needed
makes
double
sense.
security on that door today. They needed double security on that door today.
You
PSG
know,
shop in Oxford Street in London, central London. Literally said it's the main street in London for shopping. If anyone hasn't been to London,
yeah.
PSG shop right in the middle of it. That security needed to be on board today with the Arsenal fans running around because
Yep.
that is a piss take. I could not watch my team get battered by get dumped out by a team in Champions League in a different country. From a different country, go
Different
to my
country.
town centre, my city centre, and see their fucking shop in my city centre. When from a different country,
I didn't
that
even know
makes
that. You
zero
know.
sense. When I went past it the week, I thought, hang on a second,
Really?
what the fuck is this?
Oh wow! I did not know that.
What's
I
that?
did not go. I did not know that they had the PSG shop in Oxford Street. 'Cause I haven't been there in a little while, so
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
did not know.
I thought your reaction told me that new.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
I did. I
Literally on
was
Oxford
just
Street. So you got Leicester Square there, yeah. You keep going
yeah,
Leicester Square and Oxford Street, the main one, like all the shops in a row.
yeah.
PSG shop, PSG shop,
Wow.
quite a big one and all.
Okay.
Even like I was in London 2 weeks ago, and I went past it and I thought, nah, that's mad because if they'd knocked Arsenal out,
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, that is a bit crazy.
that's
Yeah, you know what? That them getting knocked out. Yeah, it literally. My office was so quiet today because all the Arsenal fans were literally crying. They were literally just there the whole day, dragging their feet on the floor. It's almost like there's someone died in their family. Like it's just crazy how much these guys, and I love it because they talk so much. You don't understand. They talk so much. They have all of this like expectation, all this hype about their team, about their manager that has not done nothing at all, and they try to compare him with Klopp. It's just like I don't get this fan base. It's actually deluded. You don't get it wrong. Liverpool fans, yeah, we're passionate, and we have some crazy
oh no,
people.
we have
Arsenal
some
fans,
deluded fans. We
yeah,
have
we have
our
some deluded
ties.
fans,
Yeah.
but Arsenal fans, oh my lord, yeah. These guys, especially when you listen to them like on social media and you listen to watching these podcasts, these live, and you hear them talk about their team, and you're just sitting there, bro, like, are you okay? Are you? And they try to, what the baddest thing is? What makes me more annoyed is the fact they try to argue with Liverpool fans. That's what makes me more angry. Is the fact that we have more league titles than them, European titles they don't even have. They're more what they have more than us. The only thing they have more than us here is bloody FA Cup. That's it. That's the only trophy that I have more than us. It's crazy.
I actually heard a talk show. I don't know what talk show it was the other day, but I heard a talk show. Someone rang in. No, I tell you what, it was the club. You know, Rory Jennings, Adam McCullough, and Boovey.
Yeah,
They do
Booby.
the
Yeah,
club.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They had a call in on that, and there's actually an Arsenal fan called in saying
yeah,
that Arsenal are a bigger club than Liverpool.
yeah. I know. I saw it. I saw that.
Even Boovey and Adam McCullough were like laughing at them. Adam McCullough can't stand Liverpool. He doesn't praise Liverpool for nothing,
Yeah,
for
nothing.
anything. He was laughing. He was literally laughing at the call, and I just thought, what? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he was just trolling or anything like that. I don't know what was
Nah,
going
he
on.
he wasn't, mate. He wasn't. Them Arsenal fans are serious. When they say these things, they are serious. He was not joking. He was being dead serious when he said what he said. He was being serious.
I think certain people are not allowed to shouldn't be allowed to vote. If they come out of it, like something like that, like
Mate.
you see Ty say it a lot on Arsenal AFTV. You see that Julian dickhead say it on
Mm.
AFTV, and he's just don't want to talk about that prick. But yeah, and then that guy talking in. These people should not be allowed to be a vote. for the future of our country.
Honestly,
I'm sorry. They should have their vote, their passport, everything just taken off them, just there and then, and say, look.
You know what I realized? Yeah, I was even thinking about this like a couple months ago. The reason why Arsenal don't want to get rid of Arteta is the fact that they've finally tasted some sort of progress since Wenger left. And you know when you haven't had something for so long, you don't, and then when you finally get it, you don't want to let it go. That feeling of finally competing against Man City. You can say, I finished second, I compete against Man City. Oh my gosh, I'm actually in the Champions League. That feeling is what they're scared of to lose.
Yeah.
That is the reason why they want to keep him. Because if there was any big club, if that was Chelsea, if that was Man United, even though they're not run properly, but you know what I mean. But if that was Man City, he is out the door on the 4th season because you're not doing anything. Yes, you're competing. You've been getting our cups early. Domestic trophies, you're not even winning. You're not even getting to the final or semi-finals of them. You're getting knocked out early by teams that you should be beating. Man United, you should be beating. Newcastle, you should be beating, even though they're a good team, but you should beat them. Like, what's going on here? You're not doing anything. And your football relies on set pieces. And then you come out with these wild statements. We were the better team last night. What?
The best team in the Champions League.
The best team. Oh, come on, man. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Arsenal just don't want to get rid of him because of that feeling, because of the fear factor of if we get a new manager, are we going to be back to being that banter club that everybody used to laugh at? That is the fear of Arsenal fans. That's literally it.
Hello, I think they come third.
They might, honestly, they might. Because if they lose, we're playing them this week. If they lose to us this week and Man City wins, Man City goes above them. And it'll be tied with
I think they
points.
come third. I think they come third. You know remember when Leicester won the league and Arsenal fans and everyone else were laughing at Tottenham fans saying, "No, you came third in a 2-horse race." Arsenal are actually doing that. They're coming third in a 2-horse race. I said 2-horse race.
It wasn't really a race.
It was like a 2-horse race. It should have been a 2-horse race, but then one horse got stuck in the stalls.
Mm-hmm. And the other just went, and then that looking back,
and they've come third in it. They've come third in that 2-horse race. So two horses actually. You know when you get your stalls on the horse racing, you get 2 stalls.
Mm-hmm.
Both horses are ready to join the race. In fact, Man City came out. You know, some horses kick off before they get into the stalls. Just don't put them in. That was Man City. 2 stalls in the race. We've said Arsenal stuck in the stalls.
Yeah, and then Man City
Man City have been kicking off. They've been disqualified. Somehow they've come back into the race and taken over.
Second. It's crazy. It's honestly crazy. And then they'll still. You know what? Ever defined them correctly. Arsenal are Netflix because they always say next season we'll do this. Next season we'll do that. That is Arsenal, and he defined them so well. They really are Netflix. They really are Netflix because they're always next season. We need this piece. We need this piece. What did Liverpool need this season? I don't get these excuses, and I feel like a lot of people don't question these guys when they say, "Oh, we're missing this." What Liverpool was missing a whole striker. We had Darwin Núñez and Jota up front. One can't finish and one can't stay fit. Like, come on, guys. What is these excuses? There's so many excuses that these guys come up for their club. It's unbelievable. And it just frustrates me. I can't sit there and listen to them. I'm like, bro, do you not actually really sit there and allow these guys to talk? Because they're just chatting shit. They're just talking so much rubbish, making up excuses. We need a striker. Oh, we need a midfielder. Like, it's like, bro.
It's that one mate, innit, that always says they're going to do something. But then don't ever do it.
They don't do it. Yeah, they don't do it. They really don't. Yeah. Anyways.
But they come up with valid excuses at first, like, "Oh yeah, I've got the shits," blah blah blah. Then, and as weeks goes on, the excuses then turn to, "Well, I've got 2 holes in my socks."
Exactly.
And then it keeps going. So I'm going to this pal, get half-time hooks back on. Yeah, half-time hooks. It's a weekly show. Me and Hooks have a weekly show, usually Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, depending on when he speaks. If you go on to Hooks' channel, he's absolutely busy all the time. He's on like a 6-hour stream on a Friday night or something. He Hooks.
Busy man.
Fair play to that. But yeah, but it's a League Gunning stream. Let's say 13 hours long.
Yeah,
after
I
the
know.
game.
He was going off. He was literally going off the whole night. I was laughing, and I was watching someone else's stream. They were saying they literally watching his stream. They fell asleep. They woke up, and he was still online.
And still on the stream. That is mad. That is mad. That is mad. That is
That
actually
is
mad.
dedication. That's how you know your team has driven you insane, and your manager has driven you insane. For you to stay on stream for that
That
long,
tells me
that's crazy.
he can't have a family at home. There's no way he can. I'd never be able to do that. There's not a
That
chance. I get an hour.
nah.
Salah will miss 10 Premier League games due to AFCON commitment. It's where Rodrygo comes in. And then Saba comes in with a John Henry bomb. You won't get
Mm.
Rodrygo. Thank you for that, John Henry.
Mm.
I know we're not going to get John Henry.
Yeah, we're not gonna get him.
I'm not
We're
John
not gonna
Henry. I know we're not going to get Rodrygo. I'm not getting
Rodrygo.
excited. I'm already doubting that I'm going to get a midfielder. So why would I get excited about Rodrygo?
Honestly.
You guys are getting excited about Rodrygo, but I know for a fact we wouldn't ever do that anyway. But yeah, let's get on to further news then. Frimpong, Trent Alexander-Arnold obviously leaving. Dickhead. Frimpong could be Trent's replacement at Liverpool as he has a $35 million €35 million release clause according to Fabrizio Romano. €35 million. A lot of people are getting excited about this, and I can't because he's not a right back that'll suit us. I
But
like him, he's a brilliant player, but he's not a right back that'll suit us.
it's basically having another Trent, but worse in defending.
And that can't pass like Trent.
That can't pass that Trent. Honestly, I do not. I would want Jed Spence over him. I would take Jed Spence all day, every day over him. Every day, twice on Sunday, I will take him over him because the fact that he can't defend, his final ball is not that great, and yes, you're getting a quick and exciting player on the right back where he can run up and down, but at the same time, you need to understand he's got to defend. He's got to defend, and teams are just going to continue doing the same thing, targeting that right side, targeting that right side, targeting that right, and then that's going to cause more problems for Konate because he even have to go to the right hand side and cover it and do. I don't want that.
Kanate is
I
going to be
really
fucked.
don't.
Kanate is going to be fucked by the time he's
Yeah,
freaking 25.
honestly, I don't want him. I really don't want him. I hope there's someone else that we're linked to. I'm praying. I don't know. I don't know if you heard of this kid from Feyenoord. He plays for
Gertrude.
Feyenoord.
Gertrude,
Huh?
no?
Yeah,
Gertrude.
I think that's his name. Yeah, I would want him.
He's 25 already, Kanate, isn't he? So about 28 then.
Yeah, I would want him. I would fully want him because he's
Jay
young.
Spence would be ideal, you know.
Idea, yeah. But I would want the guy because he's young. He can play behind Bradley. There's no pressure for him to come in straight away, and you can rotate him. And he's good as well. So, and he's got Champions League experience. So I feel like I would want someone like him to be there. Have Bradley up there as the first guy. He'll be second, learning, adapting. And if he develops the way people are speaking about him, if he does develop to get to that level, you swap him with Bradley. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's what I would do personally, anyways. But Jed Spence will be definitely the guy I would definitely go for. But you're not getting him off Tottenham. They'll put a 60 million price tag on him straight away like that.
You have to put all you have to do to rule Liverpool out is put at least a £50 million price tag on your player, and we're done.
Oh yeah, they're gone. They're not coming back. Yeah,
We're
they're not
done.
coming back. Yeah,
We're done.
honestly.
We could literally queue up. You know when back in the day when like the new GTA came out, the new PlayStation came out, the new
Yeah,
Harry Potter book came out, and people queuing up all night. That's Liverpool. We queue up. We queue up for a Harry Potter book all night, right? Queue up for a new PlayStation coming out. First day, maybe third in the queue. We'll put a tent,
yeah.
pitch this tent up, blankets down, what are they called? Sleeping bags down. We're sat there all night. Opens up. In fact, even that they've opened up late. We thought, fuck it, we'll let them even make them wait even longer. It's like 10 o'clock. They're supposed to open at 8. Open at 10 o'clock. Open up, and we'll go into the shop. Put the PS4. Yes, it's my pre-ordered PS4. Can't fucking wait to get it. Put it there. That'll be £600. Fuck off, and they walk out.
Walk out.
That's what Liverpool would do. That's what FSG would do.
Oh my days.
They would
That's
literally camp
crazy.
all night for their PS4.
Yep.
Already pre-ordered it, so they should know what price it is. Just like Bellingham, they should know what price it is. But when the time was to buy it, that's it. They leave the PS4 on there and said, "No, I'll stick with my
No.
Master System, thanks." I'll stick
Exactly.
with my Sega Mega Drive.
Honestly, mate. Yeah, this team, man. I'm just praying. As long as we get a striker and we get a left back, and somehow we get a centre back, yeah, I'll be happy with that. But the striker is the main. That's the main thing that we need to sort out. We need a striker, like desperately, desperately need a striker.
Before
That
we get on to what Ornstein said, though, mate,
yeah,
I want to talk about Trent and what's
yeah,
going on with him. Right? Just before we go into the Ornstein thing, because I want to go on this, what you saying there about the summer, because
yeah.
Ornstein's actually come out with something quite crazy and quite,
Right.
man, I want to come out with that in a minute. So, yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, according to Paul Joyce, Liverpool first approached Alexander-Arnold over the extension deal of April 2024.
Mm,
So basically a year ago.
yeah,
That's too late. We should have approached him 2 years ago. Me and Callum were saying yesterday, even when they offered him vice captaincy, they should have got a new deal out then. Said, look, blah, blah, blah. And maybe even put a release clause in it. If you want to go to Real Madrid at some point, blah, 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 put a release clause in
mm,
it. But so we'll get some money back from him. But first approaching him April last year
yeah.
is too late for me.
You know what? I think you're right. When Klopp gave him that vice captaincy, they should have approached him then. But you gotta understand, we didn't have a sporting director. The club was all over the place. Actually, did we have a sporting director at that time?
Yeah, we had Josh Matt. He only left when.
Yeah, but he
And,
couldn't. He couldn't get anything done. Honestly, he couldn't get anything done. The club was not in a position, even though they should have been. They should have got someone else to come and sort this out. But they weren't really in a position to do any of those things. Let me. I'm not trying to defend them or anything, but I can understand reason why we couldn't, or why they didn't. Get these things sorted at a time where it should have been sorted. I can get it because everything kind of happened so quick. We lost Julian Ward, who was gone. The club was trying to sort out deals. They were still trying to find their next sporting director. They were still trying to do all of these, that the main sporting director, because Schmacker was only there for a temporary time. And then once the club, I feel like they were trying to get back Michael Edwards. They were trying to convince him to come back. Klopp left, saying that he's leaving. Now in the situation, now the players, even if Liverpool did go back up to him at that minute and said, "Look, want to give you a contract," Trent could have easily just said to you, "Nah, I want to wait. I want to see what you guys are gonna do because I don't know what's gonna happen now. Klopp is going. What's gonna happen? Who you bringing in? We don't have a sporting director." Da, 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 da. They had to sort that out. Once they sorted all of those things out, now it came to the time where you had to bring in players. Zubermendi wasted their time, couldn't get him. They sorted out the goalkeeper. They had to wait for Slot to really see and assess the team, but majority of them were away playing. I think was it Euros they were playing, right? It was the Euros they were playing. Or am I
yeah,
bugging? It was Euros, yes. A lot of them were away from
yeah,
Euros,
yeah.
so he couldn't really assess his team like that. So it was a really messy time for the club. And it was a very, very bad time because all of these players, all their contracts were all running out at the same time. So it was a very, very, very bad time for these things to happen. If this, let's just say they had one more year left on their contract, right now, going to next year, they had one more year, I feel
Yeah.
like it would have been sorted because the club is in a better position. They got a sporting director, Edwards at the wheels. We got a manager that the players believe in, they trust because they've seen what he can do. Much better position. But because of how Liverpool was at that time and where we were as a whole club and as an organization, it was just a
Yeah.
very, very bad time and like really, really bad timing for all these things to happen. So I kind of do have a bit of sympathy for the club for that instant. Does that still excuse the fact that they didn't sort it out? No. But I do get the reasons why they didn't approach him sooner rather than later.
I think even not approaching, as soon as they found out that he's running his contract down, that's for me, you sell him. Or you force a sale. And if you don't sell him, if he says, I'm not going anywhere, well, then you're not playing for the season. That's what I'd have done.
Yeah,
I,
but he's
I
too.
couldn't let Real Madrid control the narrative here.
You know, Trent is too valuable for them to do that.
I
He's
get
too
that.
valuable. I'm
I get
sorry.
that, but we've got to have that sort of control and power back as a club
Yeah, I know.
in a way. It's a bit like fucking Real Madrid have loaned him out for us for a season.
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying, but you see the problem is with that. Yeah, even though it's a great idea, you need to understand that what you taking away as such a great player and such a central player like Trent, you're basically crippling slot on the slot because
Yeah.
he doesn't have the weapons that he needs to go and do his job. So the club couldn't realistically do that because Bradley was not. You really saw he was not staying fit. He was getting injured. He's not what Trent is. So is very difficult. Like he basically he knew that the club was in a difficult position. He knew how good he was. He knew how important he was to the club. He knew how important he was to the squad, and he just took that to his advantage. Because he knew you guys are not you're not gonna sit me out because you're gonna need me. You can't force me to sign because I can just be like I'm not gonna sign and leave. So he had all the power, and there was nothing the club could have done about it. Nothing at all. Nothing. So I get it. I blame the club for not sorting out earlier, but I also understand why it couldn't be done as early as
At certain
possible.
times. All right,
Yeah,
okay. I get
yeah,
that. I get that. So, breaking news here: Federico Chiesa is going to start on Sunday. That is according to the Pope, the new Pope that has been addressing his first addressing today as a new Pope.
Mm-hmm.
I think some about he's mentioned Chiesa many times in his first speech. Yeah, just go on Twitter, please find that out for me, everyone that is in the chat. So let's get into what David Anstey said. What else Paul George said as well. The Premier League champions are planning on to improve their attacking options this summer, and should only aid their defence of their domestic title, but also allow them to be more threatening on the continent, obviously in Europe. Right, here we go. What do you think LFC net spend will be? Asked Colette B on Twitter to David Anstey, and this was the reply.
Yeah.
How long is a piece of string, Colette? Sounds like a fucking AI response. It sounds like
Yeah,
when
yeah, yeah.
When
Someone
I ask
definitely
Grok
checked
questions,
ChatGPT.
when I do my hey Grok things, this is how it puts it. There is of course money available at Liverpool this summer, largely because of the prudence shown a year ago. But I think we should avoid from phrases like war chest because Liverpool have never spent crazily. As always, I suspect the priority will be quality rather than size of outlay. Don't forget the extensions of Salah and Van Dijk come at significant cost, and there might be others to follow. Like Konate, if an agreement can be reached. There is a lot to do in and out, and Liverpool's finances are in a decent shape, but the focus inevitably will be to trade intelligently as opposed to lavishly. Thank you, Grok. Thank you, David Ornstein, for your shite. And no one here, and no one has ever here said we should be spending 600 million.
Thank you.
But don't give me this shite about Van Dijk and Salah being contracts affecting the budget. They should have been sorted last fucking year. They should not be touching this year's budget. So if they have anything to do with this year's budget, fuck you. They're not a new signing. They're a signing that was here before. They're not a new signing. Keeping them is not an improvement for next year. In fact, it could be a downgrade for next year. If we use as new signings, it could be a downgrade for next year because they might drop off a little bit. It's not an improvement for next year. Oh, trying to sort Carty out as well. That's not an improvement next year. That should be done anyway. Keeping our best players should be a bare minimum thing. It shouldn't be affecting the budget. And it's all about this war chest. Well, tell your fucking mates that are using this fucking phrase war chest every fucking summer. Tell your friends in that press conference, go sit next to them, get some popcorn with them, share them with a fucking latte, whatever the fuck you like. Ask them why they keep using the word war chest. Why they keep saying it's going to be a big summer. It's they're the fuckers that are gaslighting these fans. To don't tell us that we can't use the word war chest. It's not us. Tell your fucking latte drinking friends in the press conference. Question them. They're the ones using these words. It's up to the fans to believe it or not. I don't believe that shit, but there are fans that will believe gaslighting. I'm not having got these fans that believe gaslighting and believe these journalists need to stop this gaslighting. Using war chest, using big summer. Fuck you. Go on now.
Okay. Well, now that you got that, now that you got that up, yeah. what more do you want to say?
Right.
What more do you want me
So
to say?
it's basically warning, isn't it? It's basically warning, like, just don't expect a big sum of them.
I told you this. I did tell you this. I didn't say this to
Oh,
you.
no, I know this. I don't need to not know this.
Mate, I am not gonna hold my breath. I am not gonna be too excited. I'm not gonna be too down. I'm just gonna be myself, enjoy my summer, and whatever Liverpool does, whenever I hear it, I hear it. I'm telling you, I really could not care less at this point because all I want is to celebrate the cup. Instead of Stefani see Liverpool lift it up in Anfield where the crowd is there, do the parade, which I hope I can go to. Will be fantastic. Yeah, that's what that's what I'm looking forward to. And then all the other stuff, I really couldn't care less. Would it make sense? Should I be feeling like this? No. Should I be more optimistic in terms of like we're a big club. We should be spending. We should be going out getting the best. Yes, I should be like that. But because of the ownership, because of the way we'll run. Even though, don't get me wrong, the way we'll run is fantastic. It's just
That's it, yeah.
can't we just make a little tweak? Just a tiny bit when it comes to getting players. Just that's the only part that's actually really bad about this. It's just that little tweak. We're not asking to even we're not even asking to spend 350 million. We're not even asking for that. We're not asking for that. All we're asking is, please, you got Van Dijk and Salah for 2 more years. Don't waste it. While the iron is hot, keep it on that stove and keep it hot and keep it going. Don't take off the stove, cool it down for a bit, and then put it back. No. Don't do that. Keep it going. Keep competing. Because I know for a fact, Man City is seeing this. They're like, yeah, we want to come back. Chelsea, they want to come back. So they're spending ridiculous amount of money, whatever it takes for them to get back to where they were before. Man United, even though they're a shitty run, they're going to try their hardest. Arsenal, even though their manager can't help them cross the line at any point at this point, they're still going to invest money heavily into that squad. Newcastle are not going to sit there and just chill and be like, no, they're going to invest. How is it a club like Aston Villa, a club like bloody Wolves, are outspending us? They're spending more than us. How? How does that make any sense? We can't be doing this, man. Like, and you can't say we ain't got money. We bring in a lot of revenue every single year. So where does that money go? Like, honestly, where does that money go? That's what
Answer
I want
the
to
first
know.
please.
Like, where does that money go? You're telling me you can't afford to pay a guy like Van Dijk and Salah 400K, and let's say you give Konate 200K. You're telling me that you giving them that much money is going to affect your wage budget that much to the point where you can't go out there and add more quality to this squad? It's insane to me, honestly. And I feel like they sold Van Dijk. Imagine being Van Dijk and Salah seeing this news coming out.
That'll be the part of it. Yeah, that'll be the part of the negotiation. Right, we'll promise you a big summer. In fact, it's going to be a war chest this summer, Verdal.
Imagine this. Imagine seeing that. They promised you all these things, and then you come and find out, yeah, mate, we ain't got
like
no
I've
money
already
left.
fucking signed the dotted line. For fuck's sake. Why did I fall into it again?
Trent, can we come with you? Can we come with you, Trent? Please. Mate, they'll be begging for it. Literally, they'll be begging to leave because this is unbelievable. I'm sorry. Like, it's unbelievable. Salah and Van Dijk should have more than 2 Premier Leagues. They would have had to move more than 2 if this ownership just invested a little bit more.
Look, if you're not going to have the quality and the depth, right? If you're not going to have the quality and depth, just give some, like, get some robotic legs for Gravenberch so they don't fall off a cliff.
Exactly.
Do something. Because we can't have that again. We can't have them falling off a cliff again. Because next year it's going to be different. It's not going to be Arsenal chasing us 10 points behind, 18 points behind. It's going to be close next year, and we can't get away with that dropping off again.
We really can't. And it's just frustrating, honestly. Like it's proper frustrating, and I think um
It reminds me, you know, it reminds me of them new restaurants that open. You know, them new restaurants that, oh, it's brand new. Yes, we're cooked from fresh. Blah blah blah. Absolutely amazing. First night you go to, yes, we just won the Premier League. We've gone into the restaurants. Beautiful. We'll go again.
mhm.
We'll go again. Next time you go, they start getting lazy with the food. They start bringing fucking processed food, and they're not cooking it from fresh anymore. They're microwaving shit. And
That's
it's
literally
you watch Gordon Ramsay's fucking kitchen nightmares, or
yeah. I
go
watched
to the
Kitchen
UK,
Nightmares.
and he goes and does it all up. Blah blah blah. That's what John Henry does. Goes and builds it all up, and then he goes back in 10 months' time. They've gone back to fucking square one again
Square one again. Yeah,
because they're
that's
using the
literally
microwave
us.
again. They're using the microwave again. They're using processed shit again. They're buying packets of shit instead of cooking from fresh. That's what we
Honestly,
do, and we rely on our big name
yeah.
when really we're not keeping them where we should be keeping, and that's using fresh food. We need
No,
fresh food up
honestly,
at times, and we're going back to packet food.
what I don't understand, yeah, is don't these ownership know if you just let's just say for example, yeah, they go out there and get Isak and they get a backup striker, but or they get rid of Jota. I mean, they get rid of Nunes. They bring in the Isak. They keep Jota. They get Hoyson on the at centre back. They bring in Kirkes on the left. They bring in like a Stiller in the midfield, and they bring in whatever right back they want to bring in. Don't you understand that next season, next summer, you ain't got to spend that much. You probably just need to bring in one more player. That's it.
They might start looking to a sales replacement, and pay me Diaz replacement. That's about it, really.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Honestly, that is it. You ain't got to spend a lot. You ain't got to worry about, oh my gosh, I got to, we got to spend another 100 million. No, you've already you already set up the team for
Being
success.
proactive. Being proactive. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're good now. You can relax. Now you can actually expend your money that you want to spend, that you want to take from the club. Go take it. It's fine. We're happy now. We're more settled. Honestly, go ahead, take it. But no, why are you just it's just frustrating, man. It's just frustrating. But like I said, I'm not gonna let this ruin my summer. I'm gonna enjoy my summer. I'm gonna have fun. And whatever player comes in, and I will celebrate it. But I'm not gonna come here and lie to you guys and say, oh my gosh, I'm excited. I can't wait for this player to come in.
I might just, you
Nah,
know what? I might just do that. I might just go into that delusion fan base
I
and just
can't
be
do
them
it, man.
for a summer.
I
I
can't do
might
it.
just go, yes, we're signing, fucking yes, fuck you all, the FSG haters, fuck you all. You're all, where are you now? We're signing fucking Rodrygo.
Hey, he tried to turn into Callum when he said FSG in for life. Mate, he's gonna regret that for the rest of his life.
I was telling me yesterday, like when we talked yesterday about it, like he has the same feelings as us. He has the exact same feelings as us. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ruby Elliott and Jones can raise 100 million. Nunes and Jota raise 120 million. Madman Bournemouth sell two players to Liverpool in the. Who's a madman? I don't know what about. But anyway, Nunes and Jota. I mean, 220 million for those four players, Bill McCoy.
Mhm.
We ain't saying 200 million of that.
Yeah. We're not spending that 200 million. That is not going
And
back to the squad.
speaking of Callum, FSG for life. We'll just finish on this. Liverpool remains a long-term play for FSG, with US sources with knowledge of the matter claiming that the ownership group have renewed sin sense of vigour. Dave Powell have said that. So basically saying they found some new life in them, Liverpool. They want to keep them that. Like, oh yes, it's because we won the Premier League again, so it's making them
Hmm.
more money.
More
They,
money.
I
Hmm.
knew they stopped caring. But they found some more care. They found care out of a sudden again. By Liverpool,
Yeah. More money,
didn't they
mate.
fail with their Boston Celtics bid?
Yeah, they did.
So if they got Boston Celtics, we wouldn't have been cared about again.
Yeah. Basically. Basically.
This is what I'm saying. It's a constant cycle. It's a constant
Mate,
cycle, and
just sell the club. You really more than doubled your money that you
yeah,
bought it for. More than that. And you can sell it. You can honestly sell Liverpool right. They can honestly sell Liverpool right now for a good 6 billion, 6.5 billion. Sell Liverpool for it. That's what they can, because that's how much the club is worth right now. They can do that. But
It's like I can praise them for what they've done, what they've built, and I'll say, but it's like Arteta. I can praise him for the progress that he's made and gotten to
progress,
there, but we need someone different now
yeah.
to continue being at the top or continue to at least fight for the top, because it's not even about winning title after title after title. Or we should be challenging for the title every single season. When we won the title last time, in a few seasons we were in the Europa League. We were in a few seasons.
Yeah.
Because we stood still. And this is what we don't want to get. They've got to, like someone said it up here, seize the day, FSG, said Palo there. Seize the day. You've got the fucking chance to really build on this now. We are the favourites for next season. Make sure it stays that way. And it's not about buying £600 million players, but do enough. Give enough to Edwards. Give enough to Hughes that can address the situation issues that we have. Also, I think Diaz is an issue at some point, but not fully. But we need a left back, a striker, a CDM, a centre back, and a right back, certainly.
Yeah.
5 positions there, certainly.
Yeah.
Don't miss out.
How many of those do you think we're getting?
2. I think we get 2. 3 tops.
I was fully going to say. I was going to say 3. I was going to say 3. But
3 tops.
2.
I think we get a striker and a left back, certainly, and that's it. Honestly, I think we'll say Curtis Jones can play right back. I think we'll say Konate stays. As if Konate stays. If Konate goes, we'll get another centre back. But he shouldn't have to be replaced like that. The centre back should be coming in as well as Konate staying, and then maybe get like a Gomez gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had my rant anyway for one night. I'm happy we are champions of England, and it was funny watching Arsenal last night. But then again, I don't know if I didn't want to cheer PSG on either, because what Paris did to Liverpool fans a couple of years ago was disgusting.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get behind PSG.
Yeah. You know what? The crazy part is, I didn't get to watch the match as well. But you know what I was watching? I was watching DR Sports and DR Sports. It was X and
KG, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, mate, that was pure entertainment. I enjoyed that more than the game. I enjoyed that so much because it's the hate behind that. The hate. It was beautiful. I was loving it. I was literally sitting there like laughing my head off. I was like, wow, these guys fully made a whole song, gathered together to hate on this particular guy and this particular team. It was funny.
They were ringing everyone. They rung troops. They rang Yardman, didn't they? Then 12 of them. But yeah, I think if Tottenham win the Europa League, that's just going to be mad. If Tottenham win the Europa League,
just for that, I want them to. So I can rub it in.
They're going to win Champions League, and they've got a trophy, and they're going to be in the Champions League next year.
Mate, I really want Tottenham, please. Just do this one thing for
me. I'm cheering on Bodo Glimt. If anyone's been on my Twitter, Bodo Glimt, I've been watching them for at least 10 years now, Bodo Glimt. Yeah. I tweeted back in 2022 saying, watch this space on Bodo Glimt. So I'm cheering them on first and foremost, but if anyone gets to the final, beat my head. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah.
And Ange winning a European trophy before Arsenal.
That would be funny.
That is funny.
Absolutely funny, mate. Oh my days. Yeah, nah. Then Arsenal fans will not have any excuse. What can they say now? What can they really say? There's nothing else to do.
You're going into your office that morning after the Europa League final. Tottenham winning it.
You know what? If Tottenham does it, I will fully go, because I live in Tottenham. I will fully walk down the road. I don't live far from the stadium. I'll walk down the road, buy a Tottenham shirt, wear it into my office, and walk.
Don't you dare! No. This is blasphemy. I'm not wearing another shirt. You're not wearing another shirt.
Just to rub it into Arsenal fans, I will fully go and buy one, wear it to the office, walk around with it, rub it in their faces, and then take it off and give it to one of the Tottenham fans in my office. That's it. Honestly.
Hello. When you're next time watching Coppish, make sure you tell him to get me on that shirt. I'll speak to Callum myself, but yeah, I'm not having Curtis can play right back for Drifty. Not at all. I thought Drifty knew his ball knowledge.
You know what? Normally I agree with Drifty, but yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's not having that.
No, bro. Sorry, we can't do that.
Absolutely cooking. Absolutely, them two together, KG and X, are just brilliant combo. Absolutely brilliant combo. They're so creative, though. Both of them so creative, especially when the music and things like that. So creative.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for getting into the comments. Real McCoy, Palo, and Saba coming in as well. Make sure you do smash those likes, get your comments in, share, subscribe. Don't forget, we get content out every single day. Hopefully, maybe in the morning, whoever asking about hooks, it could be me and Hooks in the morning before I'm not free. After that, so I'm away for the weekend. So got some pre-recorded stuff coming out Saturday and potentially
Yeah.
tomorrow as well. Sunday, we will be live for live reaction. Won't be me, but we will make sure we get out here for live reaction